So let's talk about From in season 4 and its finale and where exactly is season 5 going. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, notification bell. We're on the road to 10,000, well, 50,000 subscribers here on YouTube, 10,000 on TikTok. So follow us on TikTok, Letterboxd, as well as Instagram. You can find them all right here. Let's get into this finale that was just crazy. Like, I feel like a lot happened in this finale, and we were just seeing bodies, and bodies all throughout the episode, which was crazy. But let's talk about it. So one of the biggest things we saw here is that it looks like Sophia, the man in yellow, is definitely ready for Endgame. A lot sooner maybe than they expected it, as they seem to see that the town, Boyd, and all of them are catching on to what exactly they need to do. One of the important things we heard in season 4 is that this whole place is built on ritual, so things have to be done in the right way. And of course, one of those things was digging up the bones. Only Jade and Tabitha are supposed to do that, which really riled up the man in yellow that they actually figured that out. But it didn't go as planned, as they actually removed the bottle tree, which was a big thing that they probably shouldn't have done. And so I think that that is definitely going to set them back a bit. We did see that Jade and Tabitha were stuck in the caverns for most of the episode. Two of the big deaths that happened this episode were Marie, that got killed by Smiley when he came into the clinic, and we also saw that Fatima has a bit of monster inside of her as well, and this was the only reason that Smiley kind of backed off from her, but also calling her mother, which is a very, very bad thing for sure. Now, we also saw Elgin be killed at the hands of Sophia because he did not want to join Sophia and Clara in destroying the town, basically. I still don't know how Clara thinks she's going home, but that's a whole other story right there. She's been pissing me off these last episodes. But we did see that Sophia has put Endgame in place already and has decided to remove all of the talismans across the town and also have Clara help her do this so they can do it discreetly. One of the key things that happened in this episode as well is that we see that the whole night and day is something that's controlled, I guess, by the man in yellow, as he was able to do this at his own whim. But I think that Elgin's death kind of sparked something, as we saw it made it go back today. So very curious what that means. We do see like his final prayers and everything, maybe the hope he had even as he was facing the man in yellow kind of helped fuel this sort of like beam of light, but we still don't know exactly how things work here. But I think season 5 is going to give us all the answers. It has to. It's the last season, y'all. Henry, we see, who has been duped so far this whole season by Sophia, decided that it was time to wake up from this quote-unquote dream he thinks he's in, and the only way to do that is by killing Victor, is what he believes. So he takes Victor's old gun and decides to try and shoot Victor, but is then stopped by Victor when Ethan walks in and witnesses all of this. I mean, Ethan can never catch a break. Boys just got trauma on trauma on trauma. We don't know exactly where that story is going to go, but I think that Henry's going to have to be locked up for a bit, because there is no way that he is not going to be like, no, you're lying to me, this is a dream. He's just been too deep into it already that it's going to be hard to convince him otherwise, but we'll see what happens. We see that Jade and Tabitha are stuck in the caverns, but luckily they have enough juice in the radio to send out a signal, and this is what causes Boyd, Ellis, and Fatima to go look for them, and we see that they are able to find them, and Fatima decides at the last minute that she will sacrifice herself, Boyd, as well as Ellis, and also Jade and Tabitha alive, because they have the children's bones, and she decides to turn full-on monster in front of all of them, and this is how she stops the other monsters from attacking them. They were this close to all dying, but thanks to Fatima's sacrifice and also her big reveal, he is now a monster with them down these caverns. I don't see how Boyd will let her come back in to the community even, so I think this is why Fatima bid farewell to Ellis, because she's basically like, bro, I'm cooked, I'm a monster. And the final shot is Sophia disposing of the talismans. Alongside her is the boy in white, who says that the man in yellow is going to lose this time, and he pretty much just says, I guess we'll have to see. So pretty much that's what's happened in season 4, and I thought that it was so great to see Fatima really step up to this role as the golem, as she is the protector of the town. For the longest, I thought we were going to see this thing animate itself and come to life and protect them, and I was waiting for that, but it seems that she in fact was the actual golem. She is now able to have control and maybe some way of deterring these things from attacking sometimes. We'll see how long that lasts and how Sophia will let that sort of pass, because Sophia's plan right now, I think, is for these things to come out and attack the townspeople. But I think with Fatima now being down there and being able to sort of bend them off, it'll give the townspeople some time to be able to sort of make a game plan of what to do. So the man yellow might not be in luck with that happening, even if they dispose of talismans. Gotta remember, there's some talismans still out there that the other people have, whether it's at Colony House or Boyd and all of them have. So maybe they'll have to all bunker down in one specific spot. I also really do love that we're seeing that Jade and Tabitha are going all the way. They are starting to get all of the answers characters. Things are clicking for them. And as the man in yellow said, it's all ritual. So they have to get these things right. I'm curious exactly how the bones will be working for them and what it will do. And we'll just have to wait and see. But I have some theories I want to talk about for his season 5. Stay tuned for that video later this week. I think the whole thing with Henry and Victor is so tragic because it was just so sad to hear Victor talk about how they were going to be roommates and all of this. But Henry, of course, being poisoned by Sophia, has this sort of illusion now that he is in a dream and that he can get back to reality. But the only way to do so is by killing Victor here. But of course, he's just being deceived by Sophia in order to cause chaos. That is what Sophia wants. I think we're going to see a turn from the townspeople on Void and Tabitha and Jade because they're going to see it as them meddling with things, and now they're going to get everybody killed because it seems that things went from 0 to 100 right after they did the whole bottle tree and the whole caverns thing and the bones. I think people are going to be like, you know, all 3 of you are just putting us at risk. We had something okay going on here, and now we're just going to suffer. We've seen it already. And I think once they start finding the bodies, of course, of Elgin as well as Marie, things are going to escalate pretty bad. We have Julie as well that I think is going to go back to story walking. She hasn't done the story walk where she goes back to find her father because we still haven't seen her go there. And that's something that we did see at the end of season 3. So I think that she's going to try again, especially if she's trying to now find out what's happening, right? And, you know, it's going to be a crazy season 5. This is endgame for sure. The showrunners already said that this one is going to go pretty quick. So I don't know if season 5 is just going to take place in one day because it kind of would seem that that would be the case, right? Because no more talismans, nothing. The monsters are out here ravaging everybody. And it could be a thing where we see everything happen in a day. I think this season was everything happened in a week or so, which was a lot. So we'll see what happens, but I thought it was a great season 4 finale. I think that we set up the stage very well. I'm curious about the relationship with the man in yellow and the boy in white. I've had my theories before in another video where I talked about the man in yellow, where I said that I think maybe that was his son that he sacrificed, and he sort of found the key to immortality and then spread it to the townspeople here, and they did the same. So I think that that might be the deal here. Maybe that was the first ritual sacrifice of sorts. That's why the boy in white is so important, and I think that that's something that's going to be revealed pretty soon. I'm curious how they will ever reveal that Sophia has been up to no good. The only one that can do so is Clara, and I do have a suspicion that Clara could be sort of turning on Sophia in this next season because it looks like after the death of Elgin, Clara realizes maybe I shouldn't be listening to this person for sure. So hopefully, and this is a big theory, maybe Clara didn't give her all of the talismans. Maybe there were some rocks in there and some talismans have been kept, but that's wishful thinking. I think Claire's just going to piss me off. We'll see what happens though. But anyways, let me know your thoughts and your opinions on the finale. I thought it was great. It was so much happening here. I think Tabitha and Jade really are getting close to that big reveal. I'm curious if the bottle tree being removed was a big thing like Victor said, or was it something that maybe he wasn't too sure about, but maybe it actually needed to happen. Let me know what you think. I'm going to be going through the episode again so I can work on some theories for season 5, and we'll talk about season 5. Hopefully whenever we get a trailer, maybe Comic-Con, I don't know, but hopefully we get one pretty soon. I will be talking about it, and we'll do season 5 episode by episode, and I can't wait. I can't wait to see how this story and this show concludes. It's been a hell of a ride, and I'm excited for it. But season 5 theories coming out this week. Do not miss out on that. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Let's get to 50,000 subscribers. I'll see all of you next time. Stay safe, stay positive.